Imagine walking a path filled with divine promises but also marked by challenges that seem impossible to overcome. With each new step, an invisible force guides the journey, and every obstacle becomes a lesson in faith. Do you believe that God can turn difficulties into opportunities for spiritual growth? Welcome to the Ancient Wisdom Channel, where we delve into biblical stories and extract teachings that transcend time. In today's video, we will explore 5 great trials that shaped Isaac's journey. The last one may completely change how you perceive life's challenges. Stay with us until the end to discover how this story can bring a new perspective on God's purposes. Isaac was not just an heir to the covenant established with Abraham and Sarah. He also became living proof that God works meticulously in every detail of human existence. His challenges were not ordinary. Each one of them occurred under divine permission to reveal that there is a greater purpose behind every difficulty. Keep watching this video to learn about these 5 trials and the valuable lessons they bring to us. Isaac's journey began long before his birth, as he was part of a divine promise. Abraham and Sarah waited years for this promise to be fulfilled, and when Isaac was finally born, he symbolized God's faithfulness. However, his story was just beginning. Even though he was the child of the promise, his journey was filled with trials that strengthened his faith and demonstrated God's sovereignty. Now, reflect on your own life. How many times have you faced situations that seemed impossible to overcome? Have you ever wondered if these difficult moments are part of a greater plan? Isaac encountered circumstances that could have shaken anyone, but in each one of them, God was present, guiding his steps. How would you react if you knew that your current challenges are shaping you for a greater purpose in the future? Now, let's dive deeper into the 5 great trials that marked Isaac's life. From the prophecy of his birth to the most distressing moment of his life, the sacrifice on Mount Moriah, God's presence was constant. But how did these difficulties shape his journey and confirm the divine plan? Let's find out together. First trial: the sacrifice on Mount Moriah. This episode is one of the most moving in the Bible. God commanded Abraham to offer his only son, Isaac, as a sacrifice. Imagine what went through Isaac's mind as he climbed Mount Moriah, carrying the wood for the altar, unaware that he himself was to be the offering. Isaac's trust in his father was immense, but his faith in God was even greater. At the decisive moment, when Abraham raised the knife, an angel intervened, and a ram was provided as a substitute. This event not only confirmed Abraham's obedience but also taught Isaac that God always has a provision prepared. How many times have we faced desperate situations, only to realize that God had already prepared the solution? Second trial: Isaac's marriage. Isaac's choice of a wife demonstrates how God is present even in life's most personal decisions. Unlike conventional love stories, Isaac did not choose his wife. God guided the decision. Abraham sent his servant on a journey filled with uncertainties, trusting in divine guidance. The servant prayed for a clear sign, that the right woman would offer water to him and his camels. And that is exactly what happened with Rebekah, who demonstrated generosity and kindness. This episode teaches us that when we trust our decisions to God, He leads us on the best path. Have you ever entrusted your choices to the Lord, believing that He knows what is best for you? Third trial: conflict with the Philistines over water wells. Isaac's challenges did not end with his marriage. During his journey, the scarcity of water led to conflicts with the Philistines. Every time Isaac's servants dug a well, the Philistines would come and take possession of it. Instead of insisting on disputes, Isaac chose to move forward and dig new wells until God blessed him with a place where there was no contention. This trial teaches that even in the face of injustices, trusting in God's provision allows us to find peace and security. How many times do we hold on to battles that we could simply surrender to God, trusting that He has something greater prepared for us? Fourth trial: the blessing given to Jacob. Another defining moment in Isaac's life was the conflict between his sons, Jacob and Esau. Although Esau was the firstborn, Jacob ended up receiving his father's blessing through a plan devised by Rebekah. This episode shows us that even amid family disputes and unexpected choices, God continues to fulfill his plan. Isaac may not have fully understood what happened at that moment, but this story teaches us that God's will goes beyond our understanding. Are we willing to trust in the divine plan, even when circumstances seem confusing? Fifth trial. The continuity of the promise through generations. The last great trial of Isaac was ensuring that God's covenant with Abraham was passed on to future generations. After facing many challenges, he remained faithful, and the divine promise was fulfilled through Jacob and later through the 12 tribes of Israel. This trial was not a single event, but a continuous journey of trust. Isaac had to believe that God would guide his descendants to fulfill a greater purpose. This reminds us that God's blessings are not limited to our lifetime but extend to future generations. Have you ever considered that your faithfulness today could impact your entire family in the future? Did you know that, just like Isaac, Gideon also faced trials that tested his faith? Here on the channel, we have a video on the 3 lessons of faith from Gideon you need to know, where you can learn valuable insights on trusting God in times of adversity. Don't miss it. Isaac's journey teaches us about patience and trust in God. Every trial he faced was an opportunity for God to demonstrate his faithfulness and shape his character. Just like him, we all go through difficult moments, but we can be sure that God is present in every detail. Have you ever recognized God's hand in your life? Share your experience in the comments and inspire others with your testimony. Thank you for watching this video. Subscribe to the channel, like this video, and activate the notification bell so you don't miss any new content. See you in the next video.